some of it turning quite hazy. We'll get some cloud coming in from the south, which will pose a shower risk to our southern counties, but it should remain largely dry with an easterly breeze and top temperatures of at 24 degrees. Now, Saturday night, that wind continues. Sunday, we're in for a beautiful day of blue skies and sunshine and 25 degrees. Do make the most of it as it's turning autumnal next week. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.
Remember to look into the Marvelous Show every Wednesday 7 till 9. Well, I'll be playing R&B, hip-hop, bashment, garage, you name it, some of the old school classics. And I'll also be bringing you some new stuff as well, so you know what to do. Look in the Marvelous Show till 9. Yeah, look in the Marvelous Show Wednesdays. iLive Radio.
Hey, what's up? This is DJ Jarzino right here on iLive UK, the station that's changing the way you listen to radio. Catch me each and every Thursday from 9 p.m. till midnight, where I'll be giving you 3 hours of orgasmic sounds, live interviews, and a special ladies seduction selection. So do me a favor, come on, spread the word and share the link. It's the Love Freeness Radio Show every Thursday on iLive UK.
This is your girl Cass
and your girl Janelle,
and this is Now Chat Show, a platform to inspire. Each and every week we'll be featuring a special guest who will be here sharing their story to inspire you.
With phone-ins, competitions, giveaways and great music.
We'll get you ready for the weekend,
so be sure to lock in each and every Friday from 4 to 7 p.m. on iLive UK, changing the way you listen to radio.
Hip.hop.soul.
It's your boy Merch Millions.
It's your girl Jen.
Boy Wonder.
And Amina.
Every Friday, 9 p.m. till midnight.
We play soulful hip-hop, neo-soul, alternative hip-hop and R&B.
With exclusive edits and remixes.
Check us out at vibeldn.com. Hip-hop soul radio on iLive UK. Changing the way you listen to radio.
Hip-hop soul.
Hip-hop soul.
Hip-hop soul.
Hip.hop.soul.
Join me, Sims Mode, for that Saturday vibe every Saturday between 4 and 6 p.m. on iLive UK, giving you 2 hours of music, talk and discussions, competitions, interviews with guests, local, national and international from all walks of life. So keep it iLive UK for that Saturday vibe.
Join the Music Collective family every Sunday for the Sunday Vibe from 12 till 4 on iLive Radio. For the best in quality music, special theme shows quarterly, and the infamous End of the Month show, when the Music Collective family get together for fun and frolics. So don't miss out on your Sunday Vibe on iLive Radio via the TuneIn app or the iLive mobile app. See you Sunday. Music Collective Sunday Vibe on iLive Radio.
The Spice of Life with the Baroness, each and every Sunday from 5 to 7 on iLive UK.
Hey guys, I'm Nita the Writer. Catch me every Tuesday on iLive Radio at 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. where I'll be playing trap, soul, R&B, hip-hop, grime and drill. And also there'll be a segment of me putting on an instrumental and catching a vibe to a track, writing a hook and a verse and talking about melodies and how I come up with melodies, what our songwriters do and the tips and the tricks. If you want to catch a vibe, come catch a vibe with me. Laters!
We at iLive Radio UK want to hear from you, our loyal listeners. You can get involved by calling us on 0208 638 8503, or you can send a WhatsApp message to 07 564 265 257. Or how about engaging with us via the live chat stream on our website, uk.iliveradio.com. Remember, you can also watch us live via YouTube, Facebook and on Instagram. And if ever you miss a show, you can listen back on Apple and Google Podcasts. It's iLive UK across all platforms. We're changing the way you listen to radio.
You're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio. iLive Radio.
Talks honest. Talks honest. Talks honest. Talks honest. Hello and welcome to Talks Honest. You are tuned in to iLive Radio UK, changing the way you listen to radio. I'm your host, Miss Law, and this is a platform and an opportunity for you to discuss topics never spoken but often thought of. You can connect with us by contacting 0208 638 8503 or www.uk.iliveradio.com.
What if we spoke honestly? 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 What if we spoke honestly?
Joining me on today's show is my special guest, inspiring Vanessa. She is no ordinary 13-year-old, now 14. She is an international, multi-award-winning motivational speaker, presenter, podcast host, YouTuber, model, and an author. She also has her own talk show. Welcome, Vanessa.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
It's a pleasure. Now, you're quite a busy young lady.
Yes.
To say the least. You've just turned 14 years old.
Yes.
And you have a catalogue of eventful jobs that you do. Tell me a bit about yourself. How it all started.
So I basically started doing speaking first of all. That was like the first thing that I was doing, which was a part of my brand Inspiring Vanessa. So we attended an inspirational seminar. I went there when I was 9 years old. So I've been doing speaking for 4 years.
Hold on a minute. This young lady started at 9. Now everyone's probably thinking, 9 years old. What was I doing at 9? I wasn't doing what you were doing.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
for sure. So I'm going to go back because you said you started at 9.
Yes.
Tell us how that journey actually started.
So as I was saying, we went to an event and one of the speakers were there, invited me to go on stage. My confidence definitely wasn't where it was when I was 9 compared to now.
Naturally.
So it was a very big thing for me going on stage and speaking in front of people. So to be honest, my first initial thought when he asked me was to not go on stage. Which a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, but you're a speaker, you've been doing it for so long, why wouldn't you want to go on stage?
Yeah.
Obviously I've always everyone starts at somewhere, right?
Yes.
So my mum thankfully gave me some encouraging words, and then I went up on stage, said some affirmations, some quotes, because I had already been listening to different audiobooks.
Yes.
With my mum, because she had already started her personal development journey, so I kind of knew what I could talk about. Then after I went off stage and I got so much positive feedback from the audience, I realized this is my way of making an impact in the world. This is my way of helping people. Because I didn't want to help people in a way medically, because I just can't go. I wouldn't be able to do that, to be honest. No, I wouldn't be able to cope with it. So I give all of the appreciation and applause to those who do literally sacrifice their lives to helping other people and saving their lives. So I was always trying to figure out a way to help other people, and then speaking kind of came along and I realised that I talk a lot, so that is the best way that I can make an impact.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I mean, quite a lot of people are introverted. I would say I'm a quite introverted person, but I'm very outgoing, so I'll still talk for hours and hours if I want to. But that's kind of where the realisation started, that I can have freedom to travel while being a speaker and help young people and just people in general around the world to kind of help them see a better perspective of the world.
So where did your motivational speaking take you? Because obviously you spoke in the UK.
Yes.
And you spoke outside of the UK.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I've spoken in Kenya, We went there to go to an orphanage there for 2 weeks, 10 days, and it was such a wonderful experience. So I spoke at the church there, so that was so lovely. Everyone is just so positive there, and the fact that they don't have that much compared to what we have, and they still manage to put a smile on their faces is just so extraordinary. So I've spoken in Kenya, I've also spoken in Bali and Malaysia.
Okay.
Definitely love to go back to those destinations. It's a lovely place to go and visit. I've also spoken in Dubai at an international school, so that was so much fun as well. But I'd love to go and speak in other places. I've also spoken in Poland. Not Poland, Slovakia.
Okay.
Slovakia.
You've been busy.
Yes, this was kind of through the 4-year time period of me doing speaking, but I'd definitely love to go and travel some more to see other people and just have that experience as well.
So how did those places come up? Because obviously, did you choose to go to those places, or just opportunities arose and they were the places that you went to?
Opportunities arose, because if I had the choice to go anywhere, I'd probably be like, oh, well, is there a speaking engagement in Bora Bora or Hawaii? Because then I'd be on the flight the next day. My bags would be packed.
You're actually looking for a holiday, right?
Yeah, I mean, because what I do isn't really like work.
Yes.
And because I'm so passionate about it and I love it.
Yes.
So whenever we do fly out somewhere to do a speaking engagement, it still feels like a holiday because I'm helping people. I'm also kind of helping myself. Like I'm treating myself. I'm finally having a time to relax because of like my mum and I are working so hard.
Yes.
So we do go on holiday and we're just literally relaxing. It's so breathtaking, and it just like it really gives you like a big space. So in a way it is a holiday, but I am still working because I need to prepare the speech or whatever I'm going to do at that specific event that we are flying over to go to.
Awesome. So how do you feel that you were received in those different countries that you went to?
I don't really know, to be honest. I feel like in Bali and Malaysia, because the event had a lot of like financial business people in the audience, when I was speaking on stage, I think we went there when I was 10.
Okay.
So my 10-year-old self standing up on stage with like, I don't know, maybe 30 to like 60-year-olds in the audience.
Yeah.
I think everyone was very shocked. Obviously I don't speak on finances or economics.
Yes.
I let the other people who are very good at that speak about that kind of stuff.
You do what you do.
Yes, do what I do best. But I think the audience there was very shocked. When we went to Slovakia, there were like a translator there, so that was my first time kind of experiencing a translator having to speak slower so that they can kind of translate to the audience. But I think I had the best feedback when I went to Dubai and Slovakia, just because I felt they could slightly understand me a little bit more, and it just felt like an overall really amazing experience that I got to go to those different places.
Okay. Oh wow, like this young lady's doing a lot.
Thank you.
But all good. Now you have a podcast, you host a podcast as well. Tell us a little bit about that. How did that come about?
So the podcast kind of came about as just another way to help more people and reach out to more people, just like another platform to reach out to others. So the podcast is called The Inspiring Vanessa Show, and basically the interviews go up on there as well. So I guess it's just another place where people can hear the people who I'm interviewing, hear about what they've done and their journeys up to where they are today. So you're trying to make as big of an impact as possible. Even if it's just like one person listening in, that's still making an impact.
Thank you very
much.
much.
So it doesn't matter how many people,
it's not the
it's
numbers.
just an impact in general anyways. But it's just great to have another platform out there for more people to tune into if they haven't heard about me through social media from a speaking engagement.
So we're also with your YouTubing as well.
Yes.
You do a lot there as well.
Yes.
Similar to what you do with your podcast, more or less, or slightly different? How's that?
I feel like YouTube is more my place to kind of be my goofy self, because when I'm speaking, although I am still very bubbly and I'm still being very authentic to the audience, I still need to be like professional.
Yes.
Whereas on YouTube, because I'm filming it by myself and editing it by myself, I'm just kind of having fun with the people, even though I can't see them in front of me.
So you would say more of your character comes out when you're doing the YouTubing?
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, just the different ways I edit, I feel like just kind of helps me bring out the character a little bit more, make me seem a little bit funnier, because, you know, always have to be a comedic genius when you can. But yeah, I think YouTube is one of my favorite just things to do, because filming is so much fun. When I'm filming with friends, it's so much fun as well. And I do love the editing process. That's one of my favourite parts of it.
You do all that as well?
Yes.
That is awesome. See, now listen, this young lady's now just turned 14 and she started at 9. And she's doing amazing things. Now, what's our excuses, right? They're just sitting there thinking, how did she do... It's called support. She's got a good support.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Very good support. You know, her mum is her everything, and you know they're doing it together and making it happen for her. You know, so with regards to your presenter as well.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like I don't do anything now.
No, I mean, iLive Radio is so fantastic. So you're doing so much. You don't need to have so many different things to make an impact.
I'm just winding you up. But yes, obviously you're presenting. Like, how does that make you feel being a presenter?
I mean, I love presenting. It's still part of speaking on stage. It's just that I get to interact with the audience a little bit more. When I was hosting a talent show, it was so much fun because we got to introduce the acts, and it's just so fun seeing what it's like backstage, especially because when I usually come up for a speaking engagement, I just wait in the audience to go up on stage.
Okay.
And then that's basically all I do. But then when I'm hosting or presenting something, you're backstage, involved. You're much more involved. You can see everything that's happening behind the scenes. And you can just see the audience sitting there not having a clue what's actually going on in the background. So it's just really interesting. It's a really great experience as well. You can kind of see how different events work, how different industry events work as well. I think it's a really good experience. Even if you want to do it like one time, you're going to learn a lot in that period of time. Just try and be as observant as possible, I would say.
Yeah, so you're like a sponge, really. You're absorbing everything now.
I mean, yes. Yes, definitely a sponge.
You're taking it all in and just going to use it. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued by the fact that you're just turned 14.
Yes.
And your CV is amazing.
Thank you.
And you're an amazing young lady. I mean, I've met you this short space of time, within 30 minutes. And our level of conversation is you're very mature, you're very articulate in your words and your speech, and you're very pleasant.
Thank you.
You know, and for me, I can honestly say I can see you going very, very far. You know, you're just turned 14 and you have a life ahead of you. Like, you're just like a little pea in a pod, you know, like just about to break out. But you've done amazing stuff.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Now, you did some modelling as well.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So my first kind of modelling gig, I mean, I like doing runway. So I think I've done 3 runway events, part of like London Kids Fashion Weeks. That is always so much fun, because I've met some of my like best friends from those events.
Awesome.
So it's just so amazing that maybe I may not make friends that I relate to at school, but when I go outside to a different event, I know I'm going to meet someone new that I'm going to really relate to and just bond with and connect with really well. But I used to host, I hosted 2 London Kids Fashion Week shows, and then this year in February, I was like, maybe I want to be on the other side and see what it's like to be a model, because I love doing runway. It's such an amazing atmosphere, and just trying to show off the pieces and what the designer has done. So this year I did 2 brands. I did ice cream, and I loved the outfit so much. It was like a whole rock star theme. It was so cool. So I modeled for 2 brands, and they were just so much fun to do the whole runway. It was 2 days, so just seeing each other and just going back and forth and getting changed and seeing everyone else go on stage as well. It's just such an amazing opportunity.
So were you one of the youngest models there, or were there quite a few young models?
There's like babies, pretty much. So it's literally like so youthful. Like, it's just so amazing, because you're around people, or just children who are just so like like innocent, and it's just so lovely to be around all of them, and the energy is always high. Maybe towards the end of the event everyone's really tired, and I don't blame everyone. I mean, I was tired at the end of the events anyways, but it really doesn't matter because your energy is always like at its peak because you're surrounded by energetic people all the time. People who want to work hard the same as you do. So there are like babies there, like toddlers there, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds doing the runway as well. So it's just it's very adorable, but then it's also just fantastic.
Yeah, it's an awesome environment.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So, you know, you're just an amazing individual.
Oh, thank you so much.
I mean, I've read your portfolio and your bio, and you've kind of touched bases with quite a few celebrities, just to say the least. I'm not blowing your trumpet, obviously. I'm just like, you know, everything boils back down to your age. And, you know, we have so many other people out there who are not inspired by things and not doing things. And when I look at you and what you've done thus far, and I say thus far because you're just starting, you know, it really makes me look at things through different eyes. You know, there's really no excuses why we can't progress and do well and go for the things that we really want to do in life. You know, it's important that if we want to do something, we go out there and grab it. Obviously, support is important.
Yes.
You know, but it's good to plant that seed and say that I want to do this or I want to do that, and actually make those steps to do it. A lot of us are scared to make those steps because we may not have the support. Some of us just might not have that confidence. Like you were saying before, initially you didn't have that, but through growth, in a year, 4 years, you were tapping into different things. Now you've written some books. You've written 2 books. I want you to tell us a bit about each one of those books.
Okay, so my first book that came out is called The 5 Secrets to Public Speaking Success, and I think that came out 2 years ago. So it's just so weird to see how time flies by. It's honestly insane. But the book isn't just about how to be a successful or a good speaker, but it's also about how to grow your confidence while doing so. So people look at the book and they're like, oh my gosh, public speaking, I could never do that. But then it's also going to help you grow your confidence as well. Even if you don't want to go on stage after you read the book, it's still to kind of help you create an impact or increase your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-love, whatever it is. It's going to try, or it's going to encourage you to try and create an impact within yourself or for other people. My second book is called Vanessa's Book of Quotes. It is a quote book, obviously, and it's got 30 quotes in there. They're all written by myself. But the difference between my quote book and other quote books is that it's got a meaning of the quote on the other side of the page.
Okay.
Because I noticed that throughout the years, when I would read a quote, I'd understand it like in the click of a finger. Like I'd understand the metaphors, whatever the message you're trying to share. And when I'd maybe tell my mum, she'd be like, can you just explain that to me? Because I don't understand how you got that link or how you just understood it. So I realised that if people are reading quotes, they don't understand it straight away, then it's not making any influence on them. Yeah. So the reason why the quote book is different than others is that people can read the quote, understand it, and then amplify that onto their lifestyle so they can move forward or go and achieve their dreams because they have this quote that they actually understand and can undergo.
Yeah. What was your inspiration behind writing those books, though?
I mean, the quote book, the quote book was meant to come out first, and then we were just thinking about like the design, what size it's going to be. So then my mum and I were just sitting down on the sofa one day, and we were just like we still want something like a product to come out so that we can try and reach out to more people. And my mum was like, why don't you just write a book about speaking? I mean, you're good at it. And I was like, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. So after that, I just started writing half an hour in the morning before I went to school. And then I think in the span of a month, the book was written. It is very thin. It's not like a Harry Potter book. But I think that's just easier because it's aimed for young people.
Yes.
Like when I see a big book, I don't usually want to read it
So it's a
unless
bit
I'm
scary.
intrigued at least the third page.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a bit more approachable for young people, so they can read it and still get that impact, rather than kind of looking away from it just because it's about public speaking and it's super thick as well, like it's a long read. So it's a very quick read, but after a month it was written and then we published it.
That was
and
quick.
Then, quite quick. I think it's just because I had so many ideas and so much knowledge from like the 2 years I had already been doing speaking.
Yeah.
So it was almost easy for me to write the book because I could just spill out all my knowledge to the people who would be buying it.
Right. Interesting. Again. Oh my goodness. I'm sitting here and I'm like, this girl's like overwhelming. But so pleasant with it. So with regards to the public speaking book, would you say that it has been well received by your age group, or if you find that older generations are intrigued by your book also? Like, what's your general audience with regards to your book, or the first book?
The first book, I think there was a much larger impact on the youth, because although I would go to an event and it would literally be just adults in the audience, a lot of those adults were parents, and then they're like, oh, my child needs to grow their confidence, let me buy this book for her or him. Or someone would have a grandchild and be like, let me get this book for him.
Excellent.
So it's just kind of like trying to relate it in any kind of way possible. So I think there was definitely a much bigger impact on the youth just because of how it was kind of shown that it is aimed for youth. But we've still gotten really great results from adults as well, because some people can pay thousands and thousands of pounds on speaking courses and they still don't like learn anything or get to the place they want to be yet. So I think some people felt really like enlightened by reading the book. But one testimony that always warms my heart whenever I talk about it, it was an older sister, and she was getting the book for her little brother, and she was saying that he's so introverted, like he won't tell you anything, he's just really shy and just really not confident. And I was like, get this book for him and then email us once he's read it and just tell us how it's been going. And maybe if it doesn't make the impact, then let him know that you can always talk to us. And then she emailed us, I think like maybe 2 months later, and she was like, oh my gosh, your book helped my little brother so much.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's smiling all the time, he's talking all the time. And literally I was like almost in tears. I was like, wow, because obviously it's your own product, you'd want it to work, but when you actually see living proof of it, and it like actually seeing it in action, it's just so amazing. So I think it definitely made a really big impact on the youth to try and grow their confidence from a young age and keep that confidence as they grow up in society with all those pressures that kind of come with it, unfortunately.
So would you say that your intention was achieved with regards to that book?
Yes, definitely.
That's good. With regards to your second book, those quotes, I mean, how did you come to write those quotes? Because obviously to write a book of quotes, give an explanation, that took a lot of thought. You know, and you know, sometimes we say things, or we make quotes on things, or we read quotes, and we, like you said, we don't necessarily understand the quote. Well, not completely.
Yeah.
We get bits of it, or part of us fits in that quote, and then we grab it and we use it. Tell us a bit about that whole process of doing a book of quotes. Like, I must say my books are ordered.
Yeah. If I'm gonna be the most honest, I literally don't remember.
Really?
Like I completely don't even remember what it was like writing it. Like now that you mention it, I'm just like, it's kind of a bit of like a blank space in time. But I think I was kind of writing the quotes like before I even wanted to write the book in the first place.
Okay.
I'd already been like creating them metaphorically, I guess. So I'd already been writing them down or telling them in speeches. So when it kind of came to the book, I already had a few ready. Okay. But it was very hard for me to finish I remember that specifically. It was very hard for me to finish the full 30 of them because I just couldn't think of anything else that already was visible to Google on the internet. So I was like, Mum, I literally don't know. Like, I've got 2 more quotes to go, and I've got no idea.
I'm struggling.
I've got no idea what else to write. But eventually, I did get there, write the explanations for them, and then we got to publish it. But to be honest, I don't really remember. But I think it was quite a long process, because obviously creating a new quote with a completely different meaning than what other people have read before is a challenge, to say the least.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Awesome. Once again, I'm just gobsmacked by you.
Thank you.
I'm speechless, and I'm a talk show host. that doesn't work, right?
I mean, I'm a speaker, and sometimes I get speechless, so the feeling's mutual.
I like that. So, tell me a little bit about there are people that you aspire to. There's people that you've got in your tick box that you wish to meet and connect with. Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, obviously you have a journey, you've got plans for the future. We'll leave those for a little while, but we'll go there eventually. But just tell me, who kind of makes you feel like, oh, I want to be like that person, or what they do I like, or
I would say my mum, although she doesn't like speaking at all, she does not want to go on stage at all. Sometimes when I was doing a speaking engagement, and the person, the host of the event, is like, oh, let's bring her mum up on stage. My mum is literally like, no thank you, but she does to go on stage with me anyway. But she really doesn't like speaking, so no one in my family is in performing arts, speaking. So when I started doing speaking, everyone was like, where did this come from? Because it came out absolutely nowhere. But I definitely say my mum. She's a massive inspiration to me. She works so hard every single day. Yeah. She sacrificed a lot for me to do what I do, and I appreciate that, and I'm so grateful for that every single day. So definitely my mum, but also people who know me personally, definitely Zendaya is someone I look up to 1,000%. Although she doesn't do speaking, she is an actress. She's so talented. So I'd obviously love to be a successful actress in the future as well, but she also speaks up for things that she does believe in, which I'm very motivated by as well. But there are also so many speakers that I look up to. I can't really name all of them because we'd be here for a very, very long time. But there are so many speakers and just change makers who are just using social media resourcefully and positively to just try and make an impact as much as they can.
Awesome. TV. Is it something you'll be interested in?
Yes. Kind of speaking of future plans, I don't think I'll be continuing doing everything I do, because it's a lot. I'll narrow it down. But I definitely want to be a TV presenter in the future. Anything that kind of involves speaking to other people, so if that goes under interviews, public speaking, hosting, presenting, I'd love to be a TV presenter. I just love the atmosphere of it, and just asking people questions and always having a new answer, and just learning about their perspective on different things.
Tell me, where would you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years.
When you think about it, it's like, okay, I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how old would I be? I'd be 18.
Yes, you will be.
Oh my gosh, 5 years. That's so crazy. When I'm 18, I could honestly see myself being in at least one TV show or a film, and hopefully being able to have my talk show, which is on Amazon Prime, hopefully having that on a bigger platform, or maybe a bigger program offering me to host their show, or having my own personal show on a different program would be an absolute dream come true. So I definitely see myself doing that in the future, but I'll still be continuing doing social media and YouTube and things like that.
Would you want to do that in the UK, or would you like that to happen outside of the UK or anywhere else in the world?
Mean, although the UK weather isn't keeping me here or wanting me, it just doesn't
work for you.
It doesn't want me to stay here. But the UK is still my home.
Yes.
But I'd love to go to LA.
Okay.
I just feel like it's the land of opportunity.
Why did you say that? I'm intrigued. You say it, and I just want to hear your perspective of it. Why you feel that way?
I think it's more like Americans. They're just more nurturing to younger people, and because I'm British, I feel like they would go crazy.
Yeah.
We met an American lady. She was from Toronto yesterday, and they were like, "Yeah, you would blow up in the USA."
Yeah.
So it's just kind of unfortunate that we don't have enough resources or enough opportunities to go around the world and kind of grow the message faster like that. But I'd love to go to LA, maybe even just for a year, and see what could happen and the opportunities I could get, because all the world premieres happen there. All of the big red carpet events happen there, apart from the Met Gala. I think that's in New York. But so much happens there, so I just love to go there and just kind of see what could happen and what my career could turn into.
When you think about the youth, obviously what you do is to inspire the youth on a very wide platform. You know, there are children that are younger than you, there are children the same age as you, and there's children a lot older than you. We're all children.
Yeah.
Even though we're grown, we all have mums and dads, so we're all children. So we're all learning from what you do. What is your mission statement? What was your intention when you decided to start this whole catalogue of things? Obviously, your motivational speaking was the first thing that you can say, well, once I started doing that, then it took me here, and then this happened and that. What would you say, or what is your mission statement to the youth?
When I first started, obviously I was 9, so being 9 years old compared to like teenage years is very, very different. Although you kind of just like jump into it really quickly, or it feels like that anyways. But when I first started, it was just kind of to inspire young people, let them know that they can do whatever they want to do, and that dreams definitely can come true if you put your mind to it and you work hard and you keep consistent and you keep on going, because you are going to have setbacks, you are going to have people who are going to say no or who may not want to support you. But now, because I feel like the mentality of youth, like teenagers, it can be very negative. You can hear that from me going to a public school. Like, it can be very negative, and that people don't feel like they can do certain things, probably because of society, maybe because of their parents, and they have negative mindsets or fixed mindsets. So for teenagers, I definitely say to just grow their self-love and their self-confidence, and also make them aware of what opportunities they could have in the future or even now, because I feel like the educational system does play a big part in what we actually see for ourselves in the future. Because I never knew what a motivational speaker was. I never knew that you could be an entrepreneur and have your own business. I had to learn that because of my mum. And people's parents don't even go through that journey. They don't even go on that path.
That's correct.
So that means kids are just going to grow up thinking they have to go into these regular jobs, working 9 to 5. And that's really draining. They want to do something that's going to be for them and for their passion.
That's correct.
So for teenagers specifically, I would say to let them know that you can have any path you want to, as long as you keep working hard and being consistent with it. And for younger people, or under the teenage years, to just keep on going and believe in yourself, and don't let society ruin your confidence or your self-love or ruin your smile.
Well, I think Vanessa's told you guys. Very, very wise words. As you can see, Vanessa's living proof that it's doable. She's doing it.
Thank you.
Doing many things. She's someone that is worth paying attention to, listening to, looking to see what she's doing on a day-to-day basis. She's inspiring not just the youth, she's inspiring every one of us. You know, we can all learn from what she's teaching. Wow. This young lady, I'm just like, is there anything you don't do?
I mean, I'm not good at sports. Definitely not.
You're not a lover of sports?
Not an athletic person at all. No.
Okay, I think you've got enough to get on with anyway, right? Now, I'm going to ask you a question here.
Okay.
If there's anyone you could be sat in a show with right now, who would you want to be with?
Zendaya.
Tell me a bit about Zendaya.
Oh, I'm just going to become a Wikipedia right now. I know.
No, you can just, because you've based on the fact you just said it, there's something that made you say that. There's some qualities that you see in that individual that says, yes, that person, if I'm sat next to that person right now, the conversation, the engagement between the two of us will be awesome. So you chose that person for a reason. Tell us why.
I mean, I've looked up to her since I watched her on Disney Channel.
Okay.
And seeing her as a biracial person on the television, I saw myself in her.
Exactly.
So growing up, I just always looked up to her. And because she's such a down-to-earth person, I feel like having a conversation with her, or just even interview about how she's actually gone through acting throughout the years, what the pressures were of her growing up as maybe a child actor, and just seeing how she's pursued into the person she is and made a name for herself. Because what people say is when you come out of Disney Channel, no one knows you anymore, but she's
correct.
living proof that you can still continue to do even more things after you are in a long TV show, for example. So I just feel like the conversation would be so amazing, and it would just be so memorable for myself because I look up to her so much.
So if Zendaya is listening to this show right now, or listening in the very near future, what's your message to her?
I'd love to do an Instagram live with you. My Instagram is @inspiringvanessa.
Okay, so Zendaya, please
just drop me a message.
Just send her a little message, just get that ball rolling, so to speak. But yes, you know what? You're just so amazing.
Thank you so much.
I've talked to you and I'm just like, I don't even know what to say to this young lady anymore. She just got it all going on. Now tell us, how can we find your books?
My books are available to find on lulu.com and on Amazon, but the best way to just find all the links for what I do in my books especially is on my website, which is called www.inspiringvanessa.com.
Okay, with regards to future presenting shows or anything coming up in the very near future for you?
I'm doing a virtual event which is Behind the Seams. It's basically kind of a virtual version for London Kids Fashion Week. I hosted their event alongside my co-host last year. Obviously we can't do it now, but they are obviously from the USA, so they obviously can't fly over either. So that's going to be really fun to speak to the panelists. But otherwise, in terms of speaking, everything's unfortunately been cancelled, but fingers crossed we'll have maybe some things at the end of the year. Otherwise, we'll just be starting off 2021 with a load of different events to just get it all back started.
Awesome. She's basically saying that she's going to be very busy between now and 2021. Just to add to the catalogue of things she's already doing. Now, you do a book of quotes.
Yes.
What would you say is your favourite quote? If you can remember it right now, because I've put you right on the spot, haven't I?
I've got two.
Okay.
So
go for
the
it.
first one would have to be a quote that I wrote down in primary school, actually in school, and that's the first quote that I posted on Instagram, I think. And it's called "Life is like a flower, so try and keep those petals on." And the meaning behind it is that you should always be spending your day like it's its last. Although it sounds really deep and very upsetting, to be honest, you always need to put the best into your day and work as hard as possible,
100%.
or just enjoy your day, or look on things that make you grateful for being here today. So that's one of my favorite quotes, just because it's one of the first quotes I ever wrote.
Okay.
Don't know where it came from, but
Oh,
I just
really?
ended up writing
I was
it.
just about to ask you.
I ended up writing it down at school, and then I drew a flower, and then it went up on our fridge, and then when I started doing speaking, I was like, oh, I already created a quote when I was at school, which was so weird. So
that's so awesome.
Connect the dots backwards, as my mum likes to say usually. And the second quote is called "Opportunities are like bubbles, so try and catch them before they pop." So the meaning behind this quote is obviously when you blow bubbles, they fly away and then they'll pop. And metaphorically, what that means is if you don't jump out of your comfort zone to get the opportunity, someone else is going to take it and they're going to end up where maybe you want to be.
Yes.
So just try and get any opportunity you can. whether it's going to get you out of your comfort zone or scare you. If your dream is bigger than yourself, then that means it's big enough to keep you going and to just keep you motivated when you do feel like giving up or do feel like not taking a break, but just completely just stopping what you're doing and not continuing to achieve your goals. So that is the meaning of that quote, just keep getting opportunities and just seeing where that's going to take you rather than letting other people take it for you. Yeah.
Okay. They're the words of inspiring Vanessa, not Miss. She's a little madam here, I must say. She's quite a character.
Oh, thank you.
But in a very nice way. It's so nice and refreshing to actually speak to someone who's a youth, and you're young, and you have so much going for you, and you've got so much more to do. It's like, if only they were all like you, eh? No, I'm not. I'm just joking. But she's a very lovely young lady. You've got quite a few awards, haven't you?
Yes.
Like, they can't even fit on an A4 sheet of paper. I'm like, and you're just starting. What's going on with all these awards that you're getting?
I don't even know, because sometimes when I get nominated for something, I'm like, really? Like, there are so many people who are doing so much more than I've been doing, and it's just so heartwarming that people are appreciating the hard work I've done, my mum and I as well. So when I get an award, it's like we're both getting it, because she's like the backbone of me.
Indeed.
Without her, I don't know what I would be doing.
That's awesome.
But yeah, when I get awards, it's just such a rewarding experience. But to be honest, I'm just like, I don't feel like I deserve this. Someone else should get this.
You have got so many. I mean, if I mention them, it's like Fearless Speaker Certificate, Inspirational Young Persons Award. This is back in 2016, okay? She was just a little pup when she was back in 2016. Come on. Award of Appreciation, Croydon Council Award of Good Citizen.
Yeah, I got that at school, actually. It had nothing to do with my speaking. Actually, well, partly that was when I went to the orphanage in Kenya, and then I got an award for good citizenship, and I got to meet the mayor of Croydon.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Master the Stage Certificate back in 2017. Volunteer of the Year. H Giving Charity.
Yeah. That's the orphanage in Kenya. Yeah,
oh, okay. That's okay, right. And then you got the Rising Star Award.
Yes.
All of this in 2017. She's just starting, and I haven't even got to 2018 yet. I'm like, hello. Diversity Award nominee in 2018. Rising Star Award again. Female Speaker of the Year 2018. Teen Summit Award in 2019. Gosh. Diversity Award nominee in 2019. True Little Hero nominee in 2019. What's that one?
True Little Heroes. I actually got 2 awards in the same night. That was so crazy. After I got the first one, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And then I hear my name come up again, and I'm like, wait, what? So I got 2 awards. One of them was for Good Samaritan.
Okay.
And then the other one was for writing, for being an author. So it was so cool that because sometimes even I forget that I have 2 books. So it's nice to see that people are still appreciating the books that I wrote, even though it's not extremely recent. But that was such a fun event to go to. And very memorable.
Wow, this girl. I can't keep up with this young lady. And then you got the Proud Gifted Achievement Award in 2019. I know the gentleman, Mr. Oram.
Yes.
Yes. An achievement certificate in 2020. And that's just so far.
Yes.
You are very, very busy. You're doing great things. All I can do is smile at you. Because you are like a breath of fresh air. Is there anything that you would like to say other than what you've already said to the youth, to the adults, to the parents, that you think would make a change? because there is a lot going on around. Negative, positive, you know, some things are impacting us in very negative forces and ways. If there was something that you had to say today, what would it be? Being inspiring Vanessa.
There's so many things I could say right now.
You can say them. It's okay. We've got time.
I would just say, don't let other people bring you down, or don't let yourself bring you down, because like even from personal experiences from me, like I criticize myself before other people would even do so.
Okay.
And I'd also say surround yourself with people who are positive and who are going to support you and lift you higher.
Most definitely.
People who are like-minded like you, people who are you're going to learn from each other basically.
Yeah.
And you can go up the ladder of success together rather than kind of dragging each other down.
Yeah.
So always be around people who are going to lift your energy, not drain you,
Yes.
is the most important thing I could say as well. And also just try and use your voice as efficiently as possible. Just speak up. If you believe in something, speak up about it. If you have heard something, speak up about it, because just the youth in general, we are seeing so much happening, like especially this year, and people don't want to talk about it. So I'm honestly encouraging you to please talk about things that you do believe in, to bring more awareness to those different things, and just to really speak up for it and use your voice for the better.
Okay. I couldn't have said it better. You have a number of social media platforms, your website. Can you give us your full website, social media platforms, so that anyone who's trying to connect with you, be that celebrity or not, can you let the people know what those are?
Yes, so my website, which you can also contact us on, if you just scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can just type in your email of the website, which is called www.inspiringvanessa.com. There's a bunch of information about the talk show. I also got a blog on there about different events we go to, so you can go check those out. That's where you can also find the links to the books and the podcast as well. The talk show is on Amazon Prime. So if you type in The Inspiring Vanessa Show, you can watch the episodes that we already have up on there. And don't forget to leave a review so we know how you've been enjoying it and that we can improve on the next episodes and get even more amazing guests on the show as well. But my Instagram, which is my main platform apart from YouTube, is at Inspiring Vanessa. And YouTube is the same thing. That's basically what it is across all social media platforms. Okay. Even if you type into Google Inspiring Vanessa, all my links will come up.
Okay, so you have no excuses. If you say that you can't get hold of Inspiring Vanessa, I think that you don't have Google. Right, Vanessa? They obviously wouldn't have...
I mean, yeah.
There's no excuse, right?
Yeah, there really isn't. Just make sure that you stay tuned on the journey, basically.
Yes. So Vanessa obviously is a very interesting young lady. So many roles in her life, and she's just starting out. Now, if she is an inspiration to you and you feel that connecting to her or with her can help you build your confidence, build yourself, then by all means do so. Like she has done, she's given you all her socials. It's very simple, Inspiring Vanessa. Just put her in the Google search, and alakazam, you'll find her.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Yeah, I like that. So please take this opportunity to engage with her, learn from her, see her journey, see how she's done things thus far. She's only young, she's just turned 14, and she's doing great things already. Started at the tender age of 9. And she keeps growing and growing. She hasn't hit her age. She's not even at 18 yet.
I mean, 5 years to go. Let's see what could happen.
Now there's a lot. Watch this space, 'cause if she's done this in these first 4 years, we got a lot more to see of her. This young lady is very inspirational. Her name is fitting to her.
Oh, thank you.
Inspiring Vanessa. I want to take this opportunity to thank Vanessa for taking her time out to actually come down and have this interview today. And I hope all your dreams and aspirations come true. Based on what you've done thus far, you're going in the right direction. And I hope that those individuals that you wish to reach out to and connect with, for me, it will happen.
Thank you.
It will most definitely happen. Because you're doing the right thing in the right way. You're connecting with the right people and you're helping and you're lifting people to another level. This show has been quite an interesting one.
Yes.
Having a young lady here expressing her journey thus far, doing things that she enjoys, she has a passion for, and she's identified that she has certain strengths that have taken her to where she is today. It's possible if your mind is in the right place. If you really, really want something, the only thing stopping you from doing it is yourself. Use those supports that are around you to help you get to that destination you're aiming for. Don't let any negative forces stop your way. Just keep on at that destination. We are here, like Vanessa says, and if we treat each day like it's the last, we'll achieve a lot more than thinking we can do it tomorrow and putting it off and putting it off. So I want to take this opportunity to thank you, Vanessa, once again for joining me on today's show. It's been a pleasure and an honour having you here, and I look forward to seeing you again before those 5 years are up, right?
Yes, yes, hopefully. Thank you so much for having me as well. It was lovely talking to you. Lovely interview.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Oh, you're so amazing. Oh my God, I'll have to call her inspiring, amazing Vanessa.
We can update that name once I'm 18. Put that on the birth certificate.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I'd like to take this opportunity for thanking you for listening to today's show. And good night and God bless.
What if we spoke honestly? 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 What if we spoke honestly?
way you listen to radio. I Live Radio. You're listening to I Live Radio.
This is Lisa Banton, and you're listening to iLive Radio, changing the way you listen to radio.
Hey, this is music producer